Matson celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus, home of Guam's first and only lifetime powertrain warranty. Visit carsplusguam.com for details. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Starting now on Primetime with May 1st right around the corner, will our island hit its goal? And if so, what will this mean for the community? Tyler Matanani has that story. Plus, 3 women share their stories and are speaking out against sexual assault and victim shaming. And today, a public hearing was held on a bill to add private adoption agencies as an option for newborns.
Hafidang, good evening. I'm Adriana Cotero. The final countdown begins as the May 1st Path to Half goal nears. Will Guam achieve a 50% COVID-19 vaccination rate by the start of the next month? What exactly does it mean if half the island's adult population is fully vaccinated by then? Tyler Mazzanani zoomed in on this and more with Public Health's Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Felix Cabrera.
Several COVID vaccination clinics, community test sites, and outreaches have been held over the last couple of months. But where does the island stand on the path to half? The goal of reaching a 50% vaccination rate by May 1st. Public Health Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Felix Cabrera.
When you look at all vaccine efforts on the island, and when I say all vaccine efforts, I'm talking about Government of Guam, private sector, and Department of Defense, who vaccinates also active duty, civilian workers, and as well as beneficiaries and contractors. You put them all together, and we're approximately 43.1%.
43.1% of the adult population on Guam, that's 16 years and older, are fully vaccinated. The vast majority of those rates are resulting from the Moderna and Pfizer vaccine. Cabrera says the key to raising the percentage is for the community to make sure they get their second dose. He adds that if the pause on the single-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine were to be lifted, we may even hit the 50% mark before the May 1st goal.
Whether we get there a few days early or a few days late, in the end, it doesn't have that much impact on our overall goal, which is getting to actual herd immunity, which is closer to 80% of the population. So that being said, we are definitely, are on the right track, and there's a chance that we may even hit it toward the end of April, so a few days short of May 1st.
The possibility of achieving an earlier date, Cabrera says, is optimistic but realistic. The FDA and the CDC will meet on Saturday, Guam time, to determine what the next step will be with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Cabrera says the temporary pause will more than likely be lifted.
But there may be some extra precautions that are mentioned with it, or even as much as some restrictions. So that remains to be seen. But I think there's a good chance that by next week, we'll be using the Johnson & Johnson again.
But don't expect things to go completely back to normal once the island reaches 50%. Cabrera reminds the community about the Guam National Guard's vaccination initiative, Operation Liberate Guam.
Really, what gets us to P44 is that 80%, approximately 80% herd immunity number. And so again, that could be arranged between 70% and 90%. But that's why we're just going in the middle and just saying about 80%. And that's the goal for prior to Liberation Day that we're shooting for as well.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tyler Matanani.
Earlier today, the Department of Public Health and Social Services held another free COVID-19 community testing at the old Carnival grounds in Tizon, and it proceeded slowly. According to Margarita Bautista Gay, the department's Nursing Resource Command Chief and the Administrator for the Bureau of Family Health and Nursing Services, over 40 individuals came out to the site to get tested. Gay says that in the past few weeks, traffic has slowed down, but expects for it to pick up now that our island's tourism industry is set to reopen. Another testing event will take place on Tuesday, April 27th from 9 a.m. to noon at the same location. Gay encourages the community to come out and get tested because, after all, it's better to be safe than sorry.
Yes, because how we still have travelers, and COVID is not yet, and not everyone's vaccinated, so it's better get tested and see how you are.
No symptoms are needed to qualify for testing, just bring a photo ID. For community safety, only 4 people per vehicle will be allowed to be tested. 3 female victims of sexual assault share the same perpetrator, Thomas Joseph San Nicolas Quitano, who sexually assaulted the women in separate occasions. The women are coming together to speak out against sexual assault and victim shaming. Ha'ani Faharin, Cassidy Santos, Shania Alvarez say their lives have forever been changed as each of these women have experienced a traumatic incident within the past year.
I felt someone touch my back, rub my neck, my shoulders down to my hips. He grabbed my butt. He was doing all sorts of things.
In that moment, I literally felt like I couldn't breathe. I was like, holy shit, is this really happening to me?
He did rub my vagina. He did sexually assault me.
The alleged perpetrator, Thomas Joseph San Nicolas Quitano. He was someone these women trusted as a close friend, called him a brother, and someone they say they least expected to feel betrayal or be sexually assaulted by.
He would come to my house and barbecue for me. He was that person that, you depended on, you trusted. And I think that's what gave him the leverage that made him feel comfortable for him to do what he did, which is wrong.
I mean, I'd let him babysit my son, for crying out loud, him and his girlfriend, and that's what just breaks my heart, how can you do this?
The 3 women have filed police reports, and since 2 magistrates' complaints have come down on Quitano, charging him with 4th-degree criminal sexual conduct as a misdemeanor. In the first case, where Quitano faces 2 counts of CSC for inappropriately touching Faharin and Santos on different occasions, the defendant was held on a $500 cash bail. And the second case, which Quitano is accused of sexually assaulting Alvarez, he was released on a $1,000 personal recognizance bond. Quitano's next court appearances will be next month for his arraignment hearings. According to the ladies, since they made the complaint, they unfortunately have received backlash as they explain how they worked up the courage to walk into the police precinct.
I stayed in my car for about 30 minutes before I actually got out to go into the police, because I was shaking. I was nervous. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. I didn't think anyone was going to believe me.
And I just want to say a lot of victims, they don't want to come forward because, to be completely honest, I even said this to the cop during the interview because I was on FaceTime with Ha'ani. A lot of the times the justice system fails the victims, and that's just the truth.
As these women stand together, they share this message to the perpetrator.
How dare you? We trusted you. You met our families. We brought you into our homes. I don't even think it's a mental illness at that point. It's just, how dare you? We're all traumatized. We're all grieving because of this person that we trusted.
You can view the full version of KUAM's interview with these 3 women on our YouTube and Facebook page. Federal help is available for struggling restaurants hit hard by the pandemic. The Restaurant Revitalization Fund under the Biden administration's American Rescue Plan provides more than $28 billion in grant assistance. The SBA, which will administer the program, announced a new streamlined application process. Guam SBA branch office manager Ken Lujan says they anticipate a large number of applications.
In this case, with the Restaurant Revitalization Fund, you can have a lot of the use of funds towards a lot of expenses, such as your business maintenance expense. We also realized that these restaurants had to take on debt during the time that they were actually closed. And so these funds would actually pay for any business mortgage obligations or any business service debt, both principal and interest at the same time too. So the funds are allowing a lot of flexibility on the use of how it can be used towards expenses.
Funding will be first come, first served. More information is available on the SBA website. The Guam Hotel and Restaurant Association will also be assisting members with applications. The Guam Crime Stoppers needs your help to identify 2 mail theft complaints that occurred in Dededo. According to GPD spokesperson Sergeant Paul Tapau, the first incident happened on Saturday, March 27th around 4 a.m. As you can see in the video surveillance, a male wearing a dark-colored tank top, dark shorts, and carrying a red backpack is seen walking up to a residential mailbox and stealing mail. Tapau says the male was near House 342 in West Santa Barbara and Dedado. The second incident occurred on Wednesday, April 7th at around 1:30 p.m. Video surveillance footage shows a man driving a dark-colored hatchback car pulling up to the mailbox in front of House 171 in West Santa Barbara and Dedado. The man is seen stealing mail from within the mailbox. Tapau says this incident occurred 5 minutes after the mail was delivered to the home.
Suspects anything suspicious, please, if you are expecting mail and you see that your whole street has a a delivery system by the U.S. Postal Service, reach out to your respective neighbors and tell them that, this is what we're seeing in the communities, mail theft.
If you are a victim of mail theft, you can report it at your local police precinct and are encouraged to contact your respective post office. If you have any information that can aid with these two cases, please submit a tip online at guam.crimestoppersweb.com. All tip information will remain completely confidential, and a cash reward of up to $1,000 can be paid if the information provided leads to an arrest and a grand jury indictment. Stick around for more news here on Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
The thing about freedom is, freedom has no limits. There's no such thing as too many adventures or too many unforgettable moments. There will never be too many stories to write or too many memories to make. But when it comes to a vehicle that will be there for it all, there's only one: Jeep.
Social distancing may be the new norm, but connection will always be our tradition. Through good times and tough times, we remain connected with you. Masks may be the new fashion, but protection will always be our style. You can always count on us to protect the things that matter the most. Sanitizing may be the new routine, but caring will always be our practice. We care about your loved ones and the things you value the most. And as we welcome our new normal, one thing remains certain: we will always be here for you. We're open and ready to serve you. Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust.
With Prism Home Wi-Fi, I'm not just getting smart Wi-Fi that adapts and delivers consistent speeds that cater to my lifestyle needs. I'm getting peace of mind with real-time online security that monitors every device on my network. Parental controls with the ability to filter age-appropriate content for my child. And with HomePass, I have full control over my network and so much more. Experience Wi-Fi and beyond with Prism Home Wi-Fi, powered by Plume HomePass from GTA.
We don't want to overhype the return of the quesalupa from Taco Bell, so we're skipping all the fanfare.
Oh, man.
We'll just tell you, the quesalupa's cheese stuffed shell is back, and we think you'll like it.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Welcome back. A bill to add private adoption agencies as an option for newborns was discussed at a public hearing today. Testifying in support of the measure by Senator Mary Torres was Lori Boss, Executive Director of Ohala Adoptions, a nonprofit company that was started last year to help ease the burden on the local foster care system.
By pre-approving our prospective adoptive families, we're able to have an immediate option for the placement of infants directly to a safe and stable adoptive home. Multiple placements are a major contributor of trauma for children in care. Anytime foster care can be avoided and a permanent placement made instead, there is less trauma for an infant.
But Department of Youth Affairs Director Lonnie Brennan, whose agency temporarily oversees Child Protective Services, testified that while the intent is good, the bill lacks the necessary protections to prevent abuse of the system.
I believe it too broadly enables anyone to set up shop here with a business license without first putting in procedural safeguards or a regulatory process to do so. Even childcare facilities on Guam have a licensure process. I believe we need to further look at it and clarify. And just for purposes of explaining, there are actually 432 children in different types of foster care placement. Most of that, the bulk of those kids, reside in relative or kinship placement.
Brennan says only a fraction of those children are actually up for adoption. She says the last time officials had to decide on the placement of an infant for adoption was 2017. Sponsor Torres says the bill is meant to ensure every abandoned infant finds a safe and loving home. She says there needs to be a robust adoption system along with child protective services. Are you looking for a job and struggling to make ends meet? Well, the University of Guam will be holding a virtual job fair tomorrow and Thursday. Isaiah Uggan reports.
The Namkin 2021 Job Fair will give job seekers an opportunity to do interviews and speak with employers for jobs on the spot. The fair is open to graduating seniors and is also open to the public. The annual fair will be held virtually on Wednesday, April 21st through Thursday, April 22nd from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. The participating employers will include the U.S. Army, Providence Region, MCS LLC, U.S. Department of State, KUAM News, Joint Region Marianas, Guam Temps Incorporated, GDOE, GPD, G4S, GTA, the Honolulu Federal Bureau of Investigation, Cloverdale Foods, Allegro Beverage Corp., Docomo Pacific, and Deloitte & Touche. Residents interested in participating can sign up for free at url.uog.edu/jobfair2021. After completing registration, participants will receive a unique link to join the virtual job fair. The main meeting room will inform participants of the various employment opportunities and when breakout sessions for each employer will begin. Participants may request entrance into any employer's breakout room, where employers will show a short presentation on their company, organization, and available opportunities. Participants must have digital copies of their resumes and cover letters ready to send electronically and should dress professionally. They will also need a stable internet connection and a device with a webcam, speakers, and microphones to fully participate in the job fair. For more details, you can contact the UOG Career Development Office via email at career.development@triton.uog.edu. Reporting for Guam's News Network, Guahusi, Isaiah Uggan.
Guam Behavioral Health Prevention, Education, and Community Empowerment, or PEACE Division, will be holding their 6th Lunch Hour with PEACE Zoom webinar tomorrow. GBWHC's Dr. Christina Whitman.
We're actually really excited about this theme because in collaboration or celebration of Earth Month, we are talking about the Earth. Nurturing our roots is our theme. And we're really focusing in on the relationship between our environment and mental health. Really exciting topic. And again, I think it's not something that we talk about it very often or really see the direct, relationship, but it makes sense.
It does.
Everything, the place we live in impacts everything else, right?
According to Dr. Whitman, some of the panelists in the webinar include representatives of the Micronesian Climate Alliance, the Center for Island Sustainability, as well as the Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center.
We're excited that we got a couple of real strong, passionate people talking with us, and we'll have a nice lunchtime conversation. I hope that the community can join us. It's tomorrow at noon via Zoom. You just have to complete a short registration form.
Those interested in participating in the webinar can register online at tinyurl.com/LHWPeace06 or call 477-9079 for more information. Joan Uggan-Charfras concludes her two-part feature speaking with two of the island's dispatchers who serve as the lifeline to the Guam Fire Department as National 911 Public Safety Telecommunicators Week wraps up.
They may not be seen, but they're certainly an important part of GFD's first responder family. I'm talking about emergency medical dispatchers. For Katrina San Nicolas and Nadine Perez, who have both been EMDs for about 14 years, they're tasked with the responsibility of getting help to the people of Guam.
Whether it's medical, rescue, like suppression, like the fire trucks, that's mainly our main responsibility here.
Answering 911 calls, dispatching the appropriate units simultaneously.
They help save lives and property, are masters of multitasking and serve as a vital link between first responders and the community, going beyond just answering phone calls. And while the job in itself is a rewarding one, there are moments when it can be difficult. St. Nicholas describes one of those calls.
Even though I helped save a life, lives were still taken that day. And it's hard. Sometimes, it's hard. Not everybody can do what we do.
It can be rough knowing that it isn't always going to be a good day on the job, but it's the nature of such a profession.
Whenever it has to do with kids or babies, those break my heart, and I can only pray that for the best outcome at the end of that call. But it doesn't always work in our favor. There are times where we do have to take a step back and, catch our breath and whatever, because sometimes we get so invested in the call. Overwhelmed, and it gets overwhelming, and it gets to us where, we'll shed a tear, we'll break down.
As our shift ends, going home to loved ones makes a bad day, well, better.
It makes me appreciate the time that I do have with my family and, my husband and my kids.
I go home to my loved ones too. My fur baby. Always excited to see his mommy.
Remember, they may not be on the front line in an emergency, but they are the first to answer a call for help. Reporting for KUAM's News Network, I'm Jonah Goncharfis.
Coming up, Dave Delgado has your recap of local sports. Keep it here. You're watching KUAM.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Más.
We get it. Living to the fullest is tough during COVID-19. You don't need to do it alone, and everyone needs a hand right now. We are here. Feeling overwhelmed? Call 647-8833 and let's talk. Mangagihem is a project of KUAM Behavioral Health and Wellness Center.
Mobile offers a new and convenient way to fuel your vehicle. Pay gas and go. No need to line up inside the store. Press preset. Enter whole dollar amount without decimals. Press loyalty ID and enter your mobile number or insert Smiles card. Insert and remove payment card or tap contactless credit card. Begin fueling. And don't forget to grab your receipt. Pay gas and go. It's that easy.
It's gonna look a little different in here. Your favorite spot might not be exactly where it used to be. Being next in line might feel a little less like next in line. And our smiles might come with a little extra shine. But McDonald's is ready to take your order as safely as we can.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. On the show tonight, we're going to hear from Jay and Makai DeSoto, who play collegiate baseball in Texas and Arizona. The two guys wanted to stress the importance of getting an education to our young athletes here on island. Check it out.
Education is definitely the biggest part of, college or even school in general. You can't go anywhere without the grades and the knowledge, The more and more you learn, baseball is just a game. Everybody stops playing at one point, and knowledge is forever. So the education is very, very important.
Yeah, no matter how good you are on the field, if the grades aren't there, you can't do nothing.
All right, Jay, you transferred to the University of Texas, Permian Basin in Odessa. You recently hit for the cycle. You're on a current 19-game hit streak.
So my first 2 years of college, I went to the College of Southern Nevada. And then last year, I transferred to UTPB. And then we got cut short from COVID. So this year is actually my junior year. Man, it's awesome. Still living the dream out. Get to play baseball every day. You know, I got this tat last year. It's kind of cool. I mean, I'm repping the island every single day, and love to do it, man. It's still playing the game.
And Makai, you're out in Arizona on a baseball scholarship, playing ball. Tell us about your career so far in your freshman season.
Yeah, so this is my first year out here, and this year was also cut short. We didn't even come out and start practicing till after New Year's, barely in the beginning of January.
Good.
So then after that, we have a month of practice and jumped right into games. So we've been couple games left. We still got a little bit more of a season to go. Well, I've been starting third base, second base, batting 3-4 in the lineup, and I've had 6 home runs so far throughout the season. The game just gets faster and faster, but the best way to handle it is just to slow it down, stay at your own pace, be confident, and just do you. You get used to it. You get used to the speed, and then all after that, it's all about consistency.
Your grandfather, Roy DeSoto, must have had a big impact on your sports career. Baseball really running deep in your family. What can you say about just the DeSoto family and baseball in your blood?
Our grandpa Roy, man, he was definitely the base. You know, he started it all.
He's the roots.
Yeah, he always taught us, you know, to be strong and always push. So, you know, playing baseball, it's a game of failure, you know, and having a grandpa and parents and just family that always keeps you and holds you accountable and keep moving you forward, it's definitely something special.
Baseball is huge here on the island, and kids really love representing Guam, putting that Guam uniform on and just stepping onto the field.
I think my biggest thing would just be, you know, hard work goes so far. You know, you can have as much talent as you want, but if you don't work hard, then you know you're not going to get nothing. Like, and we talked about earlier, education's huge. You know, you work hard in school and on the field, and eventually it's going to pay off for sure.
Oh yeah, and the mindset. You got to be strong in the head. There's going to have your ups. There's always going to be downs. Baseball's a game of failure. It's how you come back from it, how it really matters.
Well, that's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
Half a day. As we look ahead to a brighter tomorrow, Matson's commitment to Guam and Micronesia remains stronger than ever. While the world around us is ever changing, what remains unchanged is our commitment to you, our customers, and the island communities we serve. Shipping is what we do best, and serving our community is at the heart of everything we do. But we don't do it alone. This is why we support organizations that make caring for the people and the environment a top priority. We know that many count on Matson's lifeline services in the Pacific, and that's why we continue to work hard to ensure that our shipments remain on time all the time. Matson recently added another Aloha-class vessel to our schedule. We now have 2 of Matson's largest and fastest ships serving Guam from the U.S. West Coast and Hawaii. With our new state-of-the-art vessels, we stand ready to support the region's economic recovery. Thank you for the privilege of serving you for the last 25 years, and you can count on Matson to be here for the next 25 years and beyond.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shoutouts from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Get out your party hats and get ready to blow out the candles, everybody, because it's a Happy Tuesday birthday on this April 20th to Xavier Borja Matanonia. Happy blessed birthday to our nephew, Xavier. May God continue to bless you and many more years to come. We love you from the Matanonia families. Happy birthday, X-Man. Jarrell Mendiola celebrates birthday number 3 today, and we love you, Jarrell, says your family. Riley Mangrobang, happy birthday number 5 to our princess. Enjoy your special day and we love you. Your family is sending you all of their love, hugs, and thoughts. And happy birthday number 12 to Francisco Crisostomo. You're getting love from Papa, Ma, and Uncle Rico. And a single belated birthday wish going out today to Chris M. Perez, born on April the 19th. Chris celebrates birthday number 33 this year, so happy birthday, Chris. We hope you have a blessed day and keep grinding. And of course, we want to remind you guys, celebrate Mother's Day with your friends at Cold Stone Creamery. Celebrate your mom, your nana, your nanay. Handcrafted premium ice cream cakes are made fresh every day just for that very special lady in all of our lives. So place your order today.
Remember, you can be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online on KUAM.com. That's going to do it for us here on Prime Time. Thank you for watching. Have a good night and be safe.